who now tell us the Dallas Cowboys have the highest chance of any team in the entire National Football League to make the Super Bowl and to win the Super Bowl. They now have a 50-50 shot to get there and a 31% chance to win the Super Bowl. That is according to our Football Power Index.
As another famous Mr. Clark once said,
yes.
You smoke crack, don't you? Then jump.
Don't do that.
You smoke crack, don't you? Then you jump. Because I don't care what nobody says. If you've watched these teams play throughout the year, come on, Greeny. I know you've been. I know you've got.
You know, I've got the flu.
I know you just got back, man.
But go ahead, talk.
Yeah, when you watch the Philadelphia Eagles play throughout this season, what was the one thing we said? This is the team that has trouble stopping the run. Yeah. They play one of the best run teams in the entire NFL yesterday, and they pound them. And then offensively, you see the growth in the passing game where yesterday wasn't about RPO. It wasn't about zone read. It was knowing I now have a guy that can beat your guy. Right. And if you're worried about him, I have another guy that can beat your guy, Devontae Smith.
Worried about him?
I have another one. And so when you look at this team, I just think the Philadelphia Eagles are stacked on both sides of the football. The Dallas Cowboys are coming. The Dallas Cowboys are continuing to ascend. But when you look at Jalen Hurts at playing at an MVP level, what this defense can do when they're completely tied in, and then knowing the skill players on the outside, it's still hard for me to say that anyone in the NFC has a better track to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, 100%. And what did Bill Parcells always say? You are what
your record is.
Well, one team's got 11 wins.
Yeah.
The other one's got 9. And I'm sorry, I think the Eagles are the most complete football team. And when you see that pass rush, the 6 sacks right there, what did they do? They go out and they get a pass rusher, right? Robert Quinn. Yep. They go out and we can't stop the run. Oh, really?
Yeah, but Hassan Reddick already.
Big tackles in there. And by the way, the rookie comes back in there, Davis. This team is so complete right now. They can beat you with their defense by forcing turnovers, getting sacks, and smothering the run. They can beat you running the football. By the way, they weren't they the number 1 rushing team in the league last year?
Yeah.
You got a quarterback that runs like a tailback. And by the way, when he throws the ball down the field, he's at 58% completions of 25-plus yards throwing. Give me a break. That stat comes from him. Well, thank you.
Why do you look perplexed?
Did everybody watch the games yesterday?
Yeah.
The Cowboys are lucky the Colts imploded.
Oh, wait.
The Cowboys looked.
I thought she was going on their side.
No.
Ooh.
Dude, I went to bed when it was 21-19 when Matt Ryan threw that touchdown pass, and I was like, ooh, I might wake up to it. Dude, the Colts imploded. You guys were impressed by the Cowboys yesterday?
Yes.
For what?
Hey,
For hanging
they started playing D, bro.
On an NFL team.
Yeah,
and by the way, that
50
NFL team
points.
had Super Bowl aspirations to start. I can't help that they quit, that they let go of the rope. I can't help that.
Hold on.
But yeah, in August.
No. You've been around him too long.
Wait, did the guys
You've been around him too long.
rushing?
He likes it. Look.
Did the guys lead the league in rushing last year?
It was 21-19.
Yes.
They throw another shallow cross to CeeDee Lamb. The Colts defense can't tackle. All of a sudden, there's a tight end screen. Ball pops out.
That Colts defense
touchdown.
was ranked
All of a
6th in the
sudden,
National Football League.
Oh, come
going
on,
into
man.
that game, by the way.
What were you impressed with offensively for them yesterday? What were you impressed with?
Hanging 54 points on somebody.
CeeDee Lamb broke 2 tackles on shallow crosses. That was their offense.
That's part of football, though, Dan. Dan, it's part of football to create. It's part of football to rush the passer.
Okay, so let me ask you the question this way, because you already said something to this effect to me earlier today. The 49ers have lost their quarterback. Everyone in the NFC, to use South, to use your terminology, is average as fudge. At this point, what must the Cowboys accomplish this year?
If the Cowboys don't get to the NFC title game, it's their greatest disappointment in 25 years.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
They got to go through one healthy team. That's good. That's the Eagles. I don't think they're good enough to beat the Eagles, but they got to go through one team. San Francisco, I still think, is very good, but they're on their 3rd string quarterback. That's a reality. Yeah. I still think they're very good. But Dan, you got to go through a team with their 3rd. Guys, they were up by 2 against the Colts.
Right, but think about this, though, Dan. I do believe the Eagles are the best team. But think about this. They have to go through one healthy team. And you mentioned it. Sometimes they can be average. And then when we see the Dallas Cowboys play like they played against the Minnesota Vikings, they can look like the best team in the entire league. Going through one real team, you get to the NFC Championship, and it's familiarity,
Yeah.
it's contempt, and this is the Eagles versus the Cowboys. Anything can happen, and they're certainly talented enough, and they'll get Odell Beckham Jr. this week.
Okay, that changes the conversation. But if they play yesterday, if they play that game that they did on Sunday Night Football versus Philadelphia, versus San Francisco,
The Colts
versus
almost beat the Eagles.
They're going to lose.
Dan, 2 weeks ago, the Eagles needed not one but two miracle plays from their quarterback to beat those Colts in the fourth quarter of a game that wound up much closer than this one where
And it
Dallas
was a
scored
2-point game with 13 minutes
I
to go.
can't believe you got me
54
defending
points.
the Cowboys. I never want to come on TV and do that.
You can't watch both teams play. Who's better, Tennessee or Indy? We think Tennessee's a better football
Yeah.
team. Indy or Philadelphia blew their doors off. The Cowboys were lucky the Colts exploded.
we could see them against the Colts. It was kind of the same thing. The Eagles had a tough game. Like, football is not like that. It doesn't go, oh, you beat them, so you beat this team.
Let me ask you,
Is the game 60 minutes?
60 minutes.
It is 60
That's
minutes.
correct.
So if you go to bed in the fourth quarter,
9:21.
you miss 30 points.
I watched it this morning, as always.
Tell him he's on crack. What are you going to give me
Hey,
on
you
crack?
smoke crack, don't you?
Do you not understand the words that are coming out my mouth?
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.